I dropped off my iPad. So I don't have to get ready.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm gonna play both.
The ones that don't count is provision. They tell us.
We need to see what's going on. We have to have it done. Right now, this is sales tax. Your sales tax based on the dollar amount, this actually goes to 10 cents per so many milliliters or something. State come up with it, that's what I just went by state guidelines. That's what all the other cities were doing. I think we'll get the same
All right.
All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and, call our, special meeting election special meeting agenda, our election canvas meeting to order. At this time, we will have opening prayer by Councilor Eric Brown and pledge by Councilor Phillips.
Let us pray. Father, thank you so much. Thank you for all the things you do for us. Your patience is the most amazing thing. You allow us to go through this life and make whatever choice we made good or bad, and you're sitting right back there patiently loving us still, no matter what we do, how we act, you're always there, and you're always watching after us. So thank you for that. Thank you for this opportunity to serve. Thank you for everybody here that has shown up. Thank you for this wonderful little town that we get to call home. As always, Father, lead us and guide us through not just this meeting, but every day of our life. So thank you for loving us. Thank you for being so patient with us. Amen.
Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank y'all so much for that. This time I do need approval. We'll actually be canvassing our votes, so you'll hear me start talking about what district and whether we count it or do not count it, and Stephanie will take care of it. So we have, District 2, do not count ballot. We have a District 4, do not count. We have a District 1 count. We have a District 1 count. We have a District 3, do not count. We have a District 3 count, and we have a District 4, do not count. So these are the 3 that we need to count. We never have to work that to you. And I'm looking, James, you take them so well, I had to fight it. I'm just glad you opened them this time, so then I didn't have to go through it. I'm glad you opened them, and I didn't have to go through them like that. Thank you. Precinct number 1, we have 1 vote for Mike Dinsmore. Precinct number 1, we have one vote for Mike Dinsmore. And precinct number 3, district number 3, we have 1 vote for Curtis Baker. That takes care of that. Okay. So now at this time, I need a motion for a resolution to certify the results of the September 23rd, 2025 municipal runoff election.
Make a motion to accept the runoff election results and presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, Councilor Tapley,
Yay.
Councilor Eric Brown,
Yay.
Councilor Chris Brown,
Yes.
Councilor Phillips,
Yay.
Chair, yay. At this time, we need a motion to adjourn this canvassing meeting.
Motion to adjourn council meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank y'all. That's yours.
Nothing's changed from first to this.
We're actually gonna flow into a work session as soon as we finish taking care of all of this signage from the cancer. You need a pen, sir?
No, ma'am.
It's 3 sheets.
Just gonna say.
He comes back, he goes in and starts. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for that. At this time, we're gonna call to order our work session, and then we will start with, Ms. Romy Stantz about our 2026 budget. If you all have any questions, I think most of the questions should have been already answered. But if there's anything you wanna elaborate on, or anything you all have a question about as relates to budget, or anything any department head wanna say about the budget.
Kristen, you want to come on up?
Or Chris, where's she? Anything y'all want to say about budget?
Okay, so an update on the salary study. As of our last meeting, which was second meeting in September, we mentioned that we had received data and that I would get with the mayor and Romy that week to review. When I looked at the data, which was hourly rates recommended per employee, I noticed that there was no comp data included in what I received. So I reached out to the company again and asked for that data that was missing, because that's what makes the numbers make sense. You know, how did you come up with this? So then when I received that later that week, I saw that the numbers per city that they said they used looked like generalized data. It was clear it wasn't specific municipal positions with pay rates for those positions. It was more like looked like kind of an average of what a custodian would make in the city of Hartselle in both public and private sector. So I questioned the company about it. They told me then that they did not ever receive any information back from the cities that they said they were using. So we, Mayor Romy and I, met with their director. We requested a meeting, met with him last Thursday, and, you know, let them know that we were unhappy with that. They initially tried to justify that data should still suffice, that it was still good data, even though it was not directly from a city. But I made them aware that when I spot checked a few things, I was specifically looking at pain points for us, one of which is equipment operators. So I checked what they had recommended for some of the equipment operators, and I went out to one of those municipalities that they were using website, looked at a job posting. There was a $2 an hour difference between what they were proposing in their survey versus what that city is actually paying. So, that to me says this data is not good enough to use. So we basically told them then, that we felt like it was imperative that we have data from other cities, not just use that job CQ average data. So the way we ended the meeting, they requested the opportunity to fix the issue. They were going to reach out to some other cities that we selected. That was Thursday or Friday of last week. They've already made initial contact, requested the info. I followed up with the HR departments and the city clerks of those cities end of last week and first of this week. We've only heard back from Millbrook so far, but it's only been a couple days. So hopeful that we will get something, and we'll hound them until we do. Our biggest thing that we told them is we wish we would have known in May that you couldn't get anything from these people. So obviously we're very unhappy with that, but I don't want to give up on this. I think it's important that we stick with it. We've already paid half our money towards this survey, and we need to get the deliverables from it. So I made them aware that our timeline is as urgent as possible, and that we also requested routine updates from them on what they're doing going forward. So because of that, what we're recommending right now is that we continue on with the 2% annual increase like we would have done anyway, which is merit-based for people who are eligible, and then also a 3% cost of living adjustment. So that would take place effective October 6th, which is the beginning of the first pay period in the new fiscal year. And then once we receive those results, we'll come back for a budget amendment at that time.
Questions or comments?
I just say, I appreciate you going back here. I'm personally really impressed with the way it's presented. And
Agree.
since y'all got that and looked at it, saw what it was that it should have been. Appreciate y'all reaching back out, sounded right.
That's the thing. I know employees will be disappointed that it's not a right now thing, but I think, could we have gone ahead and used that data? Yeah, absolutely. But it's not right. It's not good, and it needs to be right. It needs to be accurate.
But we still owe them half of their price. We still owe them $15,000.
Mm-hmm.
Just hold that until we get something.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Any other questions or comments?
So just making sure we all understand, the raise will not come into effect until January.
No, the current increase, the 2% and 3% would be now.
Now, the 2% is the two steps.
2%, one step.
Across the board.
That's, what our current policy that's been in place for the past few years. We would do that and a 3% COLA. The 2% though, just a reminder for everyone, that's for people eligible. They have to be off probation and have a satisfactory performance review. And then, January, I would hope it's before January on the salary study. I would hope it's this month. October.
What is a 5% increase look as far as cost-wise across the board?
It's included in your numbers.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything that's in this includes the 2 and 3%.
Two, even on their initial numbers that they presented, there were only 2 positions listed as showing needing less than 3%. So, this initial push should not be overly complicated.
Thank you, we appreciate it.
Okay, so the only thing for me is appropriations. We had, not really a fit thing. I think the majority of it stands as is from last year with a couple of adjustments. But the biggest thing was my proposal for habitat. I wanted to make sure everybody was okay with that. And that's what, 10,000. You know, their request was substantial, and I apologize, I wish we could give that, but at this point, we cannot. And I talked with, development, and they are looking at property that the city owns that may be conducive for what they want. So we have to, you know, weigh that with what's best commercially for the city, residential, so those are the things that we have to look at. Those are the things that we have to look at.
I think it's good.
So are there any questions for me about the budget as a whole? The only difference between this packet and the original that I gave you, this has the detail, the original only had the summary sheet.
I just have one question on appropriations. I couldn't I see that the Jazz Fest will no longer be happening. Is that true? I totally read that.
I saw something.
I was just saying if they were, then I know we're funding the Jazz Fest to the chamber, and if there's an amount of that, maybe we should pull that back and use it for something else. That's the
I did see that too.
I will talk with,
I haven't.
the president and make sure about that. And then when we do the amendment for the, salary scale, we can include an amendment for them. Because they get an appropriation every quarter for the professional services, but for those actual events, they have to request those funds. And we can do an amendment at that time.
Okay.
Anything else from you?
I think that's all I can do. Any other questions?
Well, I would say I know what, usually elected officials are out in the audience. I don't know if they have any questions since it's a budget that they'll be working off of also.
Now, we'll say to our newly elected officials, congratulations for one. And, number two, when we have our individual meetings on Wednesday and Friday, you'll have a budget packet. You will have a budget packet at that time that will be presented from me then.
Any questions from you all?
No questions from
Okay, thank you, Ms. Romer, we appreciate it. Yes, ma'am.
One thing, I forgot to mention, is we may need to put in the wording in that resolution about the 3% COLA. Maybe, probably.
Which word, in which,
Just to say something that the FY 26 budget should include a 3% cost of living adjustment.
So if that's something y'all want to do, if you adopt the budget resolution today, we'll need to amend it to include that purpose.
so we need to add a statement that says to include 3% COLA.
And we're just approving operational side, we're not approving the capital side.
Operational for everyone, capital for utility.
Right, but the general fund capital is not included.
Right.
That's correct, and that's normal for us.
I'm just saying that it's not worded that way.
I think it just worded for that.
Just as we're approved and adopting the annual budget for the city with the combined total of $81,689,000. Anything about capital, not approving the capital expenditures. overall number. We can add all this up, see if it matches.
Do we need to include that in there? I think we do that normally, we only approve our budget for FY with capital always comes like, correct? Okay. For the general fund, the other capital there, okay. Any other questions or comments? So at this time, is there any other business to come before the council?
As far as,
This work session. In the work session, we talked about the budget. The other thing is any other business coming before the council at this time?
not on the work session.
All right, we need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn the work session.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you. We're gonna move into the call meeting. At this time, we're gonna go ahead and call our, special call, to order. A roll call, as we do have a majority present. New business number 1 is a resolution to approve and adopt the Alexander City SY 2026 budget with an amendment to add, that adds, which includes a 3% COLA. We need a motion to approve that resolution as written, as amended.
Motion to approve the budget resolution as amended.
That's something you first need to vote on the amendment and then amend the resolution.
Need a motion to vote on the amendment to add the 3%, which includes the 3% COLA.
Make a motion to vote on that amendment, adding to it.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, Council Tapley,
Yay.
Council Eric Brown,
Yay.
Council Chris Brown,
Yay.
Council Phillips,
Yay.
Chair, yay. At this time, I need a motion to approve the resolution as amended.
Motion to approve resolution as amended.
Second.
Any discussion?
Thank you for all the hard work across the departments and running your staff.
And I appreciate you all going back and looking at that. I mean, I think we all got the same, take on when we had that presentation, that study was not gonna be something we could actually bank on anyway. So I appreciate you going back and pushing them to give us more, and I thank you for that. I ask the employees to just continue to work with the administration and give them an opportunity to get what they can out of that. Again, thank you, Roman, for all your hard work. We do appreciate it. I can't say what you bring to us in this city is awesome. Thank you so very much. Any other discussion? Roll call vote, Councilor Tapley,
Yay.
Councilor Eric Brown,
Yay.
Councilor Chris Brown,
Yay.
Councilor Phillips,
Yay.
Chair, yay. At this time, we have an ordinance to levy a local excise tax and require business license for the sale of consumable vapor products in the corporate limits of the city of Alexander City, Alabama. We do have to have a motion for immediate consideration. Before we do that, we're gonna hear from Scotty about what he wants to tell us about this, and then we will move on from there.
Sorry, I want to apologize for bringing this so late. This was something that was brought to our attention just within the last week. And what it is the state has passed House Bill 529. They're going to tax all vapor products inside and outside of city limits. And if the cities do not have their own ordinance, they'll remit it to us like they do SSU. They will collect it statewide for anywhere that ordinance is not already in place. They will take their percentages out, like they do SSUT, and then of the cities that are qualified, they will remit their portion back to. So the way that Ms. Romney and I looked at it is it's not really gonna favor us one way or the other, where we have the ordinance or not. It's just not a decision we felt we needed to make. It needed to be brought up to a vote, and this was it. So as of right now, starting October 1st, 2026, I know this is hard to read, I apologize, I printed straight off the website, and the ink, I guess the color they used was a little bit lighter, so it printed out practically great. They're going to excise a 10-cent tax per milliliter on consumable vapor products. Like I said, effective October 1st, 2026. They'll then collect quarterly, which is the only thing we would do different is we would collect it monthly by the 20th of each month, like every other tax. The only tax we currently collect quarterly, that's hard to say, is liquor taxes. Other than that, everything's due by the 20th of the preceding month. A percentage goes to their general fund, percentage goes to the county based on population, and then the rest percentage will go to municipalities based on population. Ms. Darren Jones and I looked over it. The most we've ever had in this town that specifically sold vapor products were 5 businesses, no more than 2 at a time. We currently have 2. If we had a dozen, it might benefit us to make sure we got every penny of it. With us having so small, with conversations I've had with other revenue officers, including ward sellers who retired from here, about the SSUT, cities our size probably come out to the better portion of it with SSUT. So if we're comparing it to that, I really can't say one way or another. There was no way for me to collect data on specifically what vapor products bring in, because right now all you have is a sales tax on them. But this will actually break it down to a tax per milliliter. The reason we had to bring it up today is if we don't have an ordinance signed by tomorrow, we have to get the state's portion, which, like I said, I don't think it's going to affect us either way. We're going to get our portion. We might get a little bit more letting the state do it and us pulling off the size of our city compared to how much vapor products we actually sell versus other cities who might have more and not do an ordinance themselves. Last week, when we pulled this, there were 5 cities that had an ordinance ready. So that's not a whole lot, to be honest with you. It looks like the majority of the state's going to win. Those cities were bigger ones. It was Dothan, Gulf Shores. I can't even remember all of them now. I pulled their ordinances to write this one, to make sure I got the verbiage correct, and I did the same as the state, 10 cents, but like I said, the only difference is we collect monthly instead of quarterly. They already have a business license for selling general merchandise. That's what I put in the ordinance. They would have to continue to keep that business license. So that money's not going to be affected one way or another. We'll still collect business license based on the gross receipts of what they did total, whether they're just selling vape or they're selling vape, tobacco, T-shirts, or whatever else is in their possession.
So the states can get their money, whether we pass this or not.
Just like SSUT, yes, sir. They're gonna pull, their portion, half.
So is your recommendation to do this?
You know, and I hate to not have a solid answer, but on this one I really don't, because we could potentially using the state's methodology come out better, since we only have 2 shops, and we will be, you know, the size of our city could allow us to have a greater portion of the 25% that goes to the municipality. And I really don't foresee Ellis City becoming a big place where we have 5 or 10, whatever.
Well, and I think, you know, a couple of the places that sell vape, the new law with the CBD stuff in Alabama is reducing even more of what they're doing.
From what I understand, they're gonna pull it out of convenience stores and make it go to shop specific, just like liquor stores. And the way it was explained to me, it has to do with youth. It's harder for somebody that's underage to walk into a liquor store and buy it and versus walking into a convenience store and it being readily available. So the sales there are gonna be shop specific instead of, like I said, convenience stores, grocery stores, or wherever, being able to sell it now. That's the way it was explained to me and how I understood it anyway. So they are getting a lot more strict on it, and it has to do with all the underage usage from, like I said, what's been explained to me and what we spoke about at our conferences.
I'm with you, I don't think it's gonna grow any more here than what it already is.
I don't know, if anything, it might go down a little bit. Like I said, these shops, their business might go up a little bit, but I don't see them expanding.
Right.
Their business is gonna go up because when the convenience stores can no longer carry it, that's just gonna be the only place to get it. And like I said, I believe I already said it, the most we've had in the 5 years I've been here anyway, is 5 shops, but no more than 2 at a time. It's like one closed on one side of town and opened up on the other. And they might overlap for a few months, but we've had 2 steady that have full-time, at least 6 days a week open hours, and that's one of their main retail items are the paper products.
And I think we go with the state. I mean, doing a whole new thing for our city, no bigger than it is. I mean, you agree?
I'm fine with that. And as Tommy said, if we're comparing to the, self-employed service use tax, you know, when we first started receiving, we were maybe getting $500,000, and now we're up to like 1.4, based on those sales throughout the state. So very well, we could, end up, it would be favorable to us to receive that portion.
And like I said, as far as the money, well, I'm not wrong, I don't see a big difference in the dollar amount. It's just a matter of when. Either I collect it monthly or they send it to us quarterly. So in a calendar year, it's still gonna be the same amount of money in my opinion.
But if we pass this ordinance, it's gonna create more in-house work for possibly less money.
Possibly.
Any other questions or comments?
I think so. Trying to get a lot. Just, Councilman Brown was talking about it, if we're gonna get less money, more work, is it actually worth it?
And the work won't be much. Like I said, there's 2 shops. I'll have to process 2 extra payments a month versus 4 payments a year that the state sends to us.
But if they don't pay it, then you have
Then I'd
to
have to go
enforce it,
after them,
and
yes,
if
sir.
they don't pay to the state enforces it.
Yes, sir. Like I said, this was something Ms. Romy and I were kind of mutual on, that we felt that it wasn't our place to make that decision for the whole city. So,
I'm gonna make it fun.
thank you,
We
ma'am.
appreciate it, thank you, Scott. Number 2, ordinance to levy a local excise tax or require business license for the sale of consumable paper products in the corporate limits of the city of Alexander City, Alabama. Need a motion for immediate consideration.
I'd like a motion for immediate consideration.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, Councilor Taplin,
Yay.
Councilor Eric Brown.
Yay.
Councilor Chris Brown.
Okay,
Councilor Phillips.
Yay.
Chair, yay. At this time, we need a motion to approve the ordinance as presented.
Make a motion to approve the ordinance as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, Councilor Taplin,
Yay.
Councilor Eric Brown,
Yay.
Councilor Chris Brown,
hey,
Councilor Phillips,
Yay.
yay or nay?
Yay.
Chair, nay. At this time, we have a discussion of the mayor's veto ordinance. We have a discussion of the mayor's veto of ordinance 2025 to amend the FY 2025 organizational chart, personal authorization list, and budget. And at this time, the mayor vetoed it, and if you send us a letter, somebody have it available, thank you.
It's up on the screen.
to amend the FY 2025 organizational chart personnel relations budget, sponsored by Councilor Eric Brown, introduced September the 2nd. I, Mayor Cutler Rivera, hereby veto the above referenced ordinance. Pursuant to the mayor's veto authority, I return to the city clerk with the following written objections. The current organizational chart has served this administration and employees without incident or complaint. The salary study commissioned by the city with Parker is complete. As an additional task of the Parker Group was to analyze the organizational chart to maximize sufficiently the proper action for the council would be to wait for the results on the organizational chart from Parker before making any changes to the organizational chart. That was the mayor's response to that, and it was vetoed. We are here to discuss it, at this time. And we would require a motion to overturn the mayor's veto. So, any discussion from our council members?
Y'all know where I stood on this from the beginning. I felt like we should wait until all the studies are done. The city paid a lot of money for that to be done. I understand, the opposition to that. I know that y'all had a lot more time here than I have, but I still feel like we should wait till everything's done before we do it, but that's just my opinion.
My position remains, it was to be a mistake that we made back with the previous administration, that it should have never been removed from being an office that reports directly to the mayor. I think we need to go back to that because it served this city well for all the years leading up to it. That's where all the other cities, how it operates, at least the majority. So I stand with my original choice to move forward with putting this department back answering directly to the mayor. And I understand, I get it from both ways, but I feel like it was a mistake we made. So I would like to change that.
Agree with Councilor Brown. It was done illegally in 2019 according to our city attorney. We're reversing something that should have been done then. The previous building inspectors said they didn't have an issue with it was before, it should have never been changed. I think we need to override the veto.
Any other discussion? At this time, we will entertain a motion to overturn the mayor's veto.
I make a motion to overturn the mayor's veto.
Second.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote, Councilor Tapley.
Yay.
Councilor Eric Brown.
Yay.
Councilor Chris Brown.
Yay.
Councilor Phillips.
Nay.
Chair, yay. At this time, we will hear comments from the mayor.
No comments.
I do want to pause and say we had somebody who wanted to comment from the ordinance. Public comments, Ms. Mobley.
As always, thank you all for allowing the citizens to be able to have a voice. I know I got 3 minutes, so I'm going to yell or whatever. I wanted to say congratulations to the ones that are going to be our new representatives, and I thank you all, and you all still have a couple more weeks, so we're not gonna throw you under the bus because you all are still doing it. So we appreciate what you're doing, and hopefully, we can leave out of those coming in, that it'll be done decently in order, because this is our city, it's everybody's city, and you all represent everybody. We vote, and we vote for district, but when you all sit down here, every last one of you all, the mayor and everybody, you're representing the people, and this is our township, and so appreciate you for it. But my concern is still the former building that was actually sold, and we still have not heard anything about the former Dollar General. Talked to the Outlook, they couldn't tell us anything. Mr. Tapley did call to check on some things, and we did call to see how they were doing, what to do to sell the building. We know that the building was sold. We don't know who bought it, what it's gonna be sold for. But our concern, our comments, co-pays, concern parents for academic and community excellence, I'm the executive director. And my thing is that, I'm hoping that whoever gets that building, that it will be something that the community can, be able to be part of it. If not, we hope that it does not disturb the community, because it is a community. It's an empty building. And I got up, I looked out this morning, it was like, just when the kids go to school, and this is where I live, there are 4 buses where kids, they start at 6:15, 6:30, 6:45, and then almost 8. That's just 4 buses right there, Valley and around the other area. Then there's some on K and N where children are having to go out. The speed limit going from town to right there where housing, right there we have a restaurant, we got a new legacy, laundromat, which is doing very well, and people are coming in, and, we have a outdoor type of, where you can buy food outdoor right there, in Jefferson and Kate. We also have a restaurant right there on, Jefferson. We have a church, we have the school around the house, and the speed limit coming from the downtown area up to where the old Dollar General, and then we have a store that the people from India have, and so they've changed the name, it was Coon, so that's another store. So we have businesses there, and, we do not have pedestrian crossing, so we have to be careful going across the street and everything. We have people on scooter chairs, bicycles, we have the children on scooters and the little scooters they have. We have elderly and handicapped people, we have people walking, we have people bicycling, we have the police department, we have the cars, we have the fire department, we have the paramedics, we have a church business and stuff. So we want to make sure that we are safe in this area. And I don't know how they're gonna do as far as whoever gets the building. First of all, when Dollar General built that, they built it in between 2 homes. And, we thought about, am I through?
That's your 3 minutes.
Am I through?
That's your 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So,
We appreciate
take
it.
care of us and make sure we safe.
I don't know who bought that building, and because it is privately owned, they will actually come back with what they're gonna do, but they have not said anything as of yet. At this time, we will hear comments from the finance director.
Thank you for passing the budget, sir.
You're welcome. Comments from the city clerk?
Our next meeting is Monday at 5:30.
Comments from the council, Council Tapley?
One comment, I forgot to mention it, earlier. I've had some retirees contact me about wanting a raise as well, so I told them I'd like to mention that they're looking for a raise, so I put it out there. That's all, thank you.
Thank you, Council Eric Brown.
What's wrong with looking out the window now? Thank you, everybody who came for this meeting. I do have a question. So for the organizational chart change going into effect, will we have to amend the budget to kind of show that swap? I know there's all the same money, but will that affect anything that had to, on next meeting, to be voted on?
No, the building department is
I'm just curious on that. So anyway, thank you, everybody who came out. Congratulations to everyone who won. Y'all have a great rest of the week.
Councilor Chris Brown?
Just thank everybody for coming, and congratulations to all the full team now that it's been voted on and sealed. And look forward to a good transition. Any questions any of y'all may have, please reach out.
Councilor Phillips?
I'm gonna have to echo Bobby. I've had the same request from some pretty adamant people about raises for retired people. So I'll have to echo that. Thanks for everybody coming out.
Thanks so much for everybody coming out. Thank y'all so much, council members, for working to make sure we got, every question we needed answered over the weekend so we could pass a budget today. Thank y'all for working with that, so Ms. Long could take care of her grandchild yesterday and be here today. I appreciate you all working with me as always. I could never do this without you guys. Y'all have been awesome for me. I want to congratulate all of the new council members, new mayor, Know that I'll be praying for you daily, just as I pray for us daily. Call me and ask a question. If I want to answer it, I will, but I'll have the ability to say no now. Thank you, Jesus. So just remember to do your job for the citizens of Alexander City. It doesn't matter about me because I can take care of it. Do your job for the citizens of Alexander City, Alabama. Make sure that when you sit up here, you think about them first, not yourself, not any former council member, former mayor. Think about them first. That should be the first thought when you get up in the morning, when you go to bed. I can tell you that that's your life. So thank y'all so much for coming out and wanting to be a part of the awesome city. Remember, if you have a question, call when I give you that. At this moment, I need a motion to adjourn.
Much good, Jack.
Second.
All in favor?
Call me.